Hello and welcome to the virtual gallery tour of Unfinished. My name is Megan Dale and I'm the artist behind the works that you will see today. If you can look around, you will see 6 of the works that I have created in Procreate for the iPad. These works go from what I call finished to unfinished. As you watch these works being drawn, you will hear me talk about my own journey coming to terms with my unfinished artwork and how you can come to guide perfectionism into a healthier mindset. Now join me as I talk about my journey with art. Since my time as an artist, I have found a loss of motivation as I've grown older. Most artists would call this burnout. I find that without pushing myself to create, I find I make less time to do art, and therefore feel worse about my skills as an artist. I know many artists who also feel this way after taking long gaps of time between drawing or creating. As I've grown older, I've had to come to terms with this burnout and lack of time to create. And while this is something I can deal with now, it was a very hard process for me to figure out in the beginning. Personally, I love having perfectly rendered lighting and anatomy in my artwork, and some of my favorite artists are extremely good at this, but I find that this can take many hours and lots of practice to feel satisfied with the end result. But what does this expectation for perfection do for me? Well, it creates hard boundaries with no room for failure. I think that showing pieces that aren't finished can be especially hard for some artists, like myself. But this is especially important nowadays in the age of social media. Social media expects perfection in an instant, and then it goes away. On social media, you can create a persona that is always perfect, always creating beautiful artwork, and never fails. I believe that showing my raw and authentic self is important, and my personality is often seen more in these unfinished images than in the perfection that I normally present. But after allowing myself to, quote, fail more often and leave works unfinished, I've become a lot more satisfied with myself as an artist. I think that if I am someone who gets upset at the lack of perfection, there may be others who feel the same way. So, if some of these things resonate with you, here are some ways that I have been able to come to understand burnout and my perfectionism and carve a healthier mindset for myself. First, understand that social media does not dictate your life. If you are a creative person, there is a pressure to post everything you create to social media and do this constantly. This is completely fine if you can handle it, but personally, I cannot. This is one of the most important things that I have come to learn, actually. Keeping artwork to myself helps me. There is no one to judge me or pressure me into creating things that I don't enjoy. About enjoying work, this is very important. Getting burnout sucks. I find that even to this day I'm still experiencing burnout, but I find myself trying to lean back into the things that started art for myself in the first place, like comics or TV shows. Now, if you want to post to social media, consider this. Do yourself a favor and use that creativity to recycle your content. Your artwork is worth so much more than a post that is going to drown in a few minutes only to get a few likes. You can recycle your content by documenting your process work, creating TikToks or Reels, doing time-lapse videos, showing printed artwork examples, making sticker sheets, animating the same work to move, creating color variants, showing zoomed-in shots of the work, and even live streaming your process. All of these things can help to recycle the content and keep it interesting for your followers. By changing the way that you work to be more efficient, you can stretch out work that may take several days into content that works for several weeks. From one artist to another, please be kind to yourself. Take care of yourself and keep creating. And most importantly, thank you for enjoying and being a part of Unfinished.